LangTime. So, okay, so we are live, but we've been watching the Worldbuilding Festival. We know how it goes. It's going to take a few minutes for people to come over. So, you know what we should do? One of us should pull up YouTube to see when they're done. Dynanet is here. Dynanet, is the previous stream done, or should we wait a second?
Oh, DinoNet's in the airport, so may not know that answer.
Hey, Nemo.
Nemo's here. If at the point that Jake is here, we know it's over because the stream before ours, Jake was participating in, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But Jake may also need a break. I don't know. Nemo says they're coming in 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
And so I trust that.
This might be the most people we've had watched our stream since episode 101 before people realized, oh, they're really doing this.
They really just sit.
Hello, Madeline. And yeah, before we do anything else, a big thank you to Madeline James for organizing this. I know that we're not even close to being done yet. In fact, this may be kind of the halfway point of the whole Worldbuilding Festival.
Yeah, because there's about another 5 hours of content today, starting now with ours. And then tomorrow is another big day.
Yeah, honestly, though, if it all stopped right now, it was already a huge, smashing success.
Yes.
Just extraordinary. You've done something really, really good, and you should be proud. And yeah, if it ever happens again, I think you can count us in. Okay, so we got Jonathan, we have Galley Girl. I'm gonna wait just a few minutes before starting. We see a lot of our regular commenters.
Nemo,
and so they know who we are.
Nemo had said that, I was there at 101, though I did doze off half an hour into it because it was 4 a.m. for me. That is excused. That is acceptable dozing.
Oh yeah, Madeline, we did a sneaky stream last night, very late when there was no other world building content going. So we got you a little bit of extra time there. But
yes.
It was very sneaky, though. I think we only had like 3 people watch.
We had 3? I thought it was 2.
No, there was 3 people.
Oh, okay.
At some point in time.
Okay.
Anyway. Okie doke. So, oh, well, hello and goodbye, Bevilia. Bevilia. That sounds...
Very cool.
No, it sounds like the High Valyrian, Bevilagon.
Oh.
Which is how you say you must do something. Right. But there's no double L. Anyway, for those that are new, we wanted to introduce you to exactly who we are and what it is we have been doing. So first, hello, my name is David Peterson. I am a language creator. I've created languages for a bunch of shows and films like Game of Thrones, Defiance, Dune, Superman, 100, and a bunch of others over the years. So Dothraki, Valyrian, Triget of Slang, Jacobs, if you've heard of those. That is me, and this is my wife, Jessie.
I'm Jessie, and I have worked on a lot of those things with David. Dune is, I think, the biggest one. Superman now, I guess, maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It depends on who you talk to, which one of those is bigger. It's very interesting.
Dune is probably bigger right now. Superman was the start of a franchise, so we'll see.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Hopefully very well. Yeah, and so I've been conlanging for quite a while and started doing it professionally in 2019 with David with Motherland Fort Salem. And we've been going strong since then.
Yep. And so what we're doing today is we're doing our kind of a more normal stream that we usually do for our series LangTime Studio. And to give you an idea what we're going to be doing and why, I had a little bit of an introduction. This is going to be old hat to our longtime viewers, but for anybody who's new, this will kind of help you, help get things off the ground. So, specifically, we have to introduce you. Oh, wait. Let me make sure this is it in frame?
I'm waiting for YouTube to catch up.
Yeah. It's in frame. It's good. Oh, wait. Oh, I remember what I was going to do. I was going to drag it out in front. Right. No, I am going to drag it out in front. I'm going to drag it in front of my camera so that you can see the whole thing. There we go. This is going to be much better. All right. So, Jesse and I comprise the YouTube channel and series LangTime Studio. And what LangTime Studio is we create languages every Thursday from 2 to 4 p.m. where primarily, where it's like we just start from absolutely nothing, a totally blank page, and 2 hours a week we go through the process of creating a brand new language. And Jesse and I don't work on it in the off time, so basically what you see in the stream is what happens. But as for why we're creating these languages, I have been working on a board game that now has a name. It didn't when we first started, but it's called Sovála, the Battle of the Bloodwater. And I've been working on it on and off since 2018, at least.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've had the idea for a long, long time. And actually, there are a couple of extra slides I should have put in here because it's an idea that was definitely inspired by Hero Quest and World of Warcraft. But the main inspiration is this game. A video game called Shining Force that was on the Sega Genesis back in the 90s. There were 3 of these games. The first one was a totally different game, like Light and Magic, but the second and third games, Shining Force and Shining Force 2, which were the second and third installments of the Shining in the Darkness series, were the games that really captured my attention. And a lot of people too. There's still a subreddit devoted to Shining Force because people just like the game. It was different from other kind of role-playing games at the time. And so I've got some game footage here that I just want to show you. This is an example of the very first level. I have no idea if you're going to be able to hear the sound. But there are these little beasties you've got to fight. They're from the kingdom of Runefaust, and they're just doing bad things. For some reason there's an earthquake. I still have no idea why that happens. It's just there. Anyway, and so in this first battle, here you are, and you go through each individual character who has specific abilities, they have movement, and you see they each have separate stats. They all have different classes, they all have different names. None of these are just a generic soldier. Each one actually has its own personality, specific stats, specific abilities, which is something I find very cool. And so then you take your turns, turn by turn, you kind of move them. And obviously at the beginning they try to put themselves on defense so you don't see action for a minute. I wish I could fast forward this. Anyway, moving people forward, I want to show you at least one attack.
By the way, they can hear it.
Oh, they can. Oh, that's nice.
It feels very weird. You're the one talking, but I'm the one on camera.
Yeah, I know.
It's covering yours.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm supposed to be.
All right, here we go. First attack. So this guy can attack from range or close up. And so you see it's basically just a one-on-one battle. There he goes. He does his attack. And it's done. And so it's basically just a turn-by-turn game. This will keep going for a bit. You can see this character does magic, and so you can use her magic ability. She has MP. Tao ends up being one of the best ones. All right. So that is the game, right? And I have always thought, what if that game was a board game? Because the gameplay is so cool. And after Shining Force 2, there's been nothing quite the same. There were further Shining Forces, I guess, on the Sega Saturn. I never played any. And then, of course, one of the big ones that people mention all the time is Fire Emblem. I guess some of the early Fire Emblems are more like Shining Force. Some of the later ones are a little bit different. I don't know. Ogre Battle is one that gets mentioned. It's a little bit different. There are more soldiers in that one. Anyway. Some of the things that I like so much, aside from the style of play and the battle and the way the turn works and all of that, is that you have all of these different characters with different personalities and different classes. So there are actually multiple characters of the same class in that game. Like there are, for some reason, centaurs are all knights in this game, which I thought, I mean, the world building is just wacky. It's so wacky that you just have to say whatever it is, what it is. And it's kind of goofy and I like it. Anyway, there's like 3 or 4 different centaurs in the game, right? And so then they have different stats and things like that, right? So it's an identifiable class, but each of them has a different personality. That's what I really liked, and so I wanted that as a board game. But what I wanted to do was I thought, let's make this a little cuter, and so there will be anthropomorphic animals that will be battling. And these, of course, are the animals. Jesse drew these. We'll describe which animals are coming later.
You can tell I drew this in season 2.
Because
those are the only 2 languages, and the other 3 animals are waiting for theirs. And I drew them in order, despite the fact that at the time I drew this, I wouldn't have known what order they would have gone in.
Yeah, it just happened that way. But early on, way early on, I had an idea that what I would do is I would revamp some of my older languages, my old personal languages that I did before Dothraki, because they weren't any good, but I still liked them and liked their aesthetics, so I thought I would revamp them. And I had very specific ideas. The rabbits would speak Kamakawi, a new version of Kamakawi. The cats would speak Giler. The mice would speak Njama. The dogs would speak Gwader. And the opossums would speak Sedan. I ran into problems as I realized these languages were going to be used with animals instead of humans. Because like for Giler, for example, a lot of the noun classes that were in there were specifically based on humans. And I was like, oh, well, now they're going to have to be based on cats, and then there's other animals. Anyway, it just wasn't working. And I thought what I should do is just create entirely new languages. Then some other things happened. So the long story short, I was asked to create a language for the show Motherland Fort Salem. And I had 14 days to do it. And there was no way that I could do that. That was just too little amount of time. My agent suggested that I could ask if I could hire an assistant, which I never thought of. And so I put out a call for an assistant. Jessie was one of the ones who applied, and she was easily the best. And so we started working together on Motherland Fort Salem. And we enjoyed working together so much that I thought, wouldn't it be cool if there was something that we could work on during the off season when Motherland Fort Salem wasn't going? And that was when I thought of my idea for the board game. And so that was how, and then eventually we got married. That was the cool part. But that happened later. First happened LangTime Studio. That was where LangTime Studio was born. I essentially thought, why don't we work together to create some languages for these animals, and not only that, we can live stream it since I own the IP. You know, I would love to live stream us working on languages for shows and movies and stuff like that, but it's all NDA. So previously I had recorded myself working on shows and movies and then put it up later after the episode aired, which is cool, but like there is no interaction. It's just me sitting there talking, working by myself. This we could actually do live. And so we did. And we started that on February 27th of 2020, right before the pandemic. And so it kind of became a pandemic thing to do once a week.
Very accidentally.
Yeah, and we have been doing it more or less continuously since then, like almost every single Thursday since February 27th of 2020. And
we have learned our lesson not to do it if we're traveling and only have hotel internet.
Yeah.
We have tried to stream on hotel internet several times.
Also
and
late
it
at night.
has failed miserably because of me. David could do it. I can't.
Yeah. All right. So this is what we've done so far. And of course it was for our LangTime animals. This is what we've done so far. Season 1, we did the language for the rabbits, and that language is Engala. Then Season 2, Tapahla, the language of the opossums. Season 3, Wokutiji, which is the language of the mice. Season 4, Sarkeje, the language of the cats. Season 5, Halgof, the language of the dogs. Season 6, Nulisu, the language of the beavers. And Season 7, is our current season. And we have done the Fox language, Lo Hakish. All right. So we have the languages, right? And the question is why? Well, it's because as I've been designing the game, there's game stuff in it, right? So this is what like a card would look like if you happen to be this particular character. That's one side. This is the other side. And this is the turn card. But of course, you've got to call this guy something, right? And this is where the languages come in, aside from other things like the names of the kingdoms and things like that. But every single character has to have a name. And so this is what we've been doing at the end of every season. We've been getting all the names for all of our characters. And of course, each language has its own naming strategy, some of which are quite different. We had a lot of fun with the rabbits, which is the first one on the top. By the way, do you remember this? So it's like, Minatis is the given name. Selemahalo is the Warren name?
There's a Warren name.
Warren name.
And then there's
Hakani Sally, that's the
thing above the door.
The thing above the door, their symbol above their door, kind of their family symbol. Avwemi, that's the season they were born in, and Tis is their number in the litter.
Yes.
And this is partly because, rabbits have a lot of children. So, you need to have them. Whereas on the other hand, you get down to the mice. Mice all have a single name, and the names can kind of come from anywhere. And the way it works is mice actually have a great registry of names because everybody can only have, each name can only be used once. And so once you have your name, you add it to the registry of names, and then it's registered, and nobody else can have that name. When a mouse passes on, then that name becomes available again, and then it's first come, first serve, whoever wants to use that name again. Anyway, so there's rules like this for all of these. The most recent we did were the beavers that have their guild association coming first. Thamso is the guild of Thamso. Is that? I think that's the guild of the builders. Because yeah, it's the guild of the builders.
So, by the way, part of the presentation is cut off on the very edge.
Boo.
The left edge, and
the left edge.
Yeah, like where the words start.
Really?
Yeah. I wasn't going to stop you until this screen and then you were on a roll and I didn't want to interrupt, but people are
whatever.
Noticing.
It's almost done anyway. Because now we have gotten to this point. So this is where we are at in terms of LangTime Studio. The last thing that we need to do is come up with names for the foxes. And that entails coming up not just with the names themselves, but how they're going to name themselves. And we're hoping to get this done soon because we're ready to print our third version of the game. A lot of stuff has been updated. And of course, the main version of the game has the first 5 animals. The expansion has the beavers and the foxes. And if we can finish the fox names, then we will be ready to actually print the expansion. And we're going to have it ready to take with us to KopiCon 2, our conference in Edinburgh, Scotland, on October 10th. So,
yay!
That is the introduction. Now we'll bring back, we're going to mute that, bring that back, bring Safari back. Okay, and yeah, now we can get into it. Just, let me see, were there any questions yet? Anyway. Okay.
Comments on, having things cut off, etc., etc.
Boo! All right. Anyway.
But as Mateus points out, it wouldn't be LTS if everything worked 100% the entire time.
Okay. So, and by the way, if you happen to be in the UK and you are interested in going to KopiCon 2, which is going to be a Conlang conference, I'm going to just drop a link in the chat. All right. Okay, and so now, yeah, let us discuss. There's a reason that I have all of our language documents open, which is Jesse had an idea.
Yes, there's actually a personal name section, character titles and personal names that I've been working on, and so I have a note there with 2 asterisks for my ideas. I'm there in the document if you want to join.
I am here. Character titles and names. Oh, that's right. By the way, the CopiCon speakers are going to be me and Jesse, and Bibloridian, of course. Bibloridian will be there, and Jake Penny and Karis Sarian. And then we are kind of celebrating the release of Jesse's book.
Yay! Yeah, it should
Which
be.
is?
Oh, how to create a language, the Conlang Guide. It will be released. Well, it's supposed to be completely printed by the end of this month. I don't know when people will have it in their hands. Amazon still seems to think people will have it by like September 29th, I think is the date that they're listing. But I'm not entirely sure. I just know it'll be out by CopiCon, so it's very exciting, and yes, should have put a picture of that up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well,
All good.
I'll figure it out. Okay, so the foxes, by the way, because of course each of the animal societies has kind of their own personality. The foxes were originally a part of the Confederation of Dogs. There were various dog clans that came together and formed a confederation. The foxes were originally a part of that. And the foxes left because they didn't like the rigidity and structure of the dog confederation. And so they left and formed their own society. The Jikvahar is our lake, is that right?
Yes.
That's right, they're the puddle dogs. So Jikvahar is, we actually have a place that this occurs on. I was wondering if I can pull that up so people can see, and I think I can. I'm pretty clever. Yeah, here we go. So let me actually show people. And then I need to move this over. All right.
So Tinglish is asking if they're letting me sell books at CopiCon. And I remember you had actually been in contact with my publisher.
Oh yeah.
But like, there's a lot of complications, including when it actually will be printed. Us being able to get copies.
I'm in communication with them. The goal, that is the goal. That is the goal.
There's a lot of moving pieces, and David is a saint and is taking care of that. If it's possible, it will be because of David, not because of my ability to make those things happen.
Yeah. Okay, so the world of our animals is, at least the animals that we're focusing on, is in this area. And you'll probably recognize this area as being very near Toronto. There's Toronto and Hamilton. This is Lake Ontario. Ottawa is up here. This huge kind of black border is the entire area we're going to be working with. The idea is that this takes place in our world sometime after humanity has gone extinct, and the animals have kind of found a new society away from where the major cities used to be. Things have warmed up so that even though we're in Toronto, it's now a little bit warmer up in that area. And the animals have all been mutated due to basically some runoff and have developed some anthropomorphic features. So this is the type of thing, if you saw, Bibloridian's stream with Madeline yesterday, this falls more on the side of magic than science. Basically, we just wanted to do these languages, which are human languages, suited to human anatomy. And so we're just saying, we're just gonna say that the animals got there somehow. Anyway, so the big red area on the left, this is the dog area. The yellow area is for the mice. This brown one is for the beavers. And this orange one, so we have the opossums in purple, cats in blue, the rabbits are in the middle in green, but this orange one is kind of the area of the foxes. They've developed a bay called Jikvahar, that's right here. And they basically sail wee little pirate ships along this system of lakes right here, down there, and over here. And so they kind of range throughout this area. And, you know, go about and do cute piratey things. And so because of that, we thought for their names, we're kind of leaning into the pirate aesthetic, which is, where are we? And so, and that's where Jesse made this note, which you can either read or explain.
Oh, I had the idea that they would just create whatever name they want to go by. Sort of like, I was thinking on Our Flag Means Death, where it's like every pirate is just whatever he wants to be known by or she wants to be known by. They show up on a ship and they say, here's my name, and people accept it. And sometimes it's names like Steve, and sometimes it's names like Blackbeard. And like, you get to decide, like, how do you want people to know you? They move around a lot, and because they move around a lot, like, you know, they're on the waterways, and so my thought is that they would have a lot more interactions with the other kingdoms than any other single kingdom may have. And because of that, they could borrow their names from other languages within the Sovála universe. And so, you know, they could borrow from any of our languages, which is why David has all the language documents open.
Yeah.
And when they borrow, it may make sense, or it may be a bit like the prototypical story of someone getting a tattoo in Chinese and then finding out that it says soy sauce instead of princess. That kind of thing could happen because they may hear something, think it means one thing, like the way it sounds, and say, that's my name, and then find out that it actually means, you know, furry love bug instead of, you know, strong warrior. So anyway, they could even, like, throughout their lives, obviously have as many names or aliases as they want, depending on where they are. But, you know, we're just going to know them as they are right now, as they want to be presented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a comment here. It's like, you know, sometimes the correct move is to not overthink the point. Well, I've always said this, in terms of fiction, there's always a cutoff. There's always a point at which you have to say, at this point, this was just a decision, or at this point, you know, there's no further explanation. So, you know, something like, you know, like Ulysses by James Joyce was heavily researched so that the things that happen in the book over the course of this single day, a lot of them really, really happened on that day in Dublin. But there are still characters in that book that are purely fictional. And the story behind them is, this is the character and this is its name. And that's fine. Anything that you want to do is fine. I always think you just be upfront with it. And so it would be like there, who was it who said, yeah, Magpie mentioned that there are some times where we've used animal biology and often it leads to chaos. So that would be, there's no rounded vowels in Tapahla, which led to one of our more unique phonologies because of the opossum's lack of ability to round their vowels. That also affected the dog phonology, which ended up affecting the fox phonology. And you know, that's fine if you just come out and say it and say, we are doing this, we're not doing this. The thing that often happens especially in fantasy, is somebody will present something that's honestly not very sciencey or not very well researched and try to claim that it was and to be proud of it until somebody points it out, and then they're like, well, yeah, well, it's just a book. And it's like, no, 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 it's one or the other. Either you're proud of the scienciness of it and you actually did the research and it works, or it's just a book, so then don't say it wasn't. Basically, just don't present something that isn't what it's supposed to be, you know? All right. Okay, so on to our names. Okay.
And I will say, by the way, because yes, names do in general, like any of us could introduce ourselves as whatever we want, but it's not just legal names that complicate things, it's also community expectations. If I were to show up tomorrow and tell everybody my name is something entirely different, there are definitely a lot of people who would never know me by my new name, just because it's out there. Yeah. Whereas with the foxes, they move around so much, they can change ships. When you change ships, it's much easier if you are a little bit more free-willing and not in a community that is entrenched with, no, this is how I know you.
All right. I already have one suggestion that I want to throw out that's going to change something that we've already done. I love Sparky as a name.
Oh, but that's fine to use that as a name because you would wanted the magic users to go by the the same titles.
I know. So
just
I think we should switch that. Yeah. Because I think it's a great nickname, whether he gave it to himself or not. Oh, and that's the thing. I have here. I'll just show people. I have a list here of all of the characters throughout the game, and as you can see, there are names there, and then there's the backstory. And this one has to be this wide because of the rabbit names. But so this what is this, a
Magpie? I don't know if that's true, but I love it, and I'm just gonna say it's true that there's a bagel shop in New York City that had a sign in Yiddish saying something like, we're not actually Jewish, but our bagels sell better when we have this sign. And like, totally true. When people see things that they're just like, oh, that makes you legit.
Okay. And so there we go. Mishi. That's I like that. Okay, so Mishi is going to be a seismo. And so part of the idea with these, where should we put the names? Should the names come after or below? Just for our own sense of well-being in the document?
If you want to do it the same way we did with the dogs, we put it underneath and like put name underlined and then off to the side.
All right, there we go. Each animal group has what's the word for just spark? So we can actually put the etymology in here. Incidentally, so this is this II, actually the SII, it's a diminutive.
Mish, long I is spark.
Mish, okay. So the word mish is spark, and then this has the diminutive SII on there. Just put that on there.
I feel like something went very wrong in its etymology.
What do you mean?
If you look at it in the dictionary entry, there's two different A's. And I think one was maybe supposed to be a schwa.
Oh. Jesse's talking about this, and that doesn't look right. Well,
something happened, and I don't remember what
go to Halgoff.
Original etymology was supposed to be.
So the 5 of the languages that we've created are unrelated to each other. But
it's MEAQ.
The dog and the fox language diverged. So they started off as one language and then they diverged. And so they are sister language. Meow. That makes sense.
I fixed it.
Well, I'm going to add the aspiration here.
And I think technically that A is supposed to be
milk.
Yeah. Why do we ever do that A when it's the only A?
Wow, a lot of these are wrong. We're fixing them. There was a reason. And of course, it becomes important with the foxes, who now distinguish ah and ah.
Yeah, but that's written differently. We don't have ah and ah. I can't do that vowel very well.
Ah. Okay. What am I? Okay, so then that's good. That's right. That's right. And so the diminutive suffix is something like, ito in Spanish, or eat, I guess. And so, pequeño is little, pequeñito is very, very little. And so it's si. And then it assimilates. Woo! It assimilates to the preceding sh, and so it's not me si, it's me she, like that. All right, perfect. And then that's written, and then that's written. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so this guy. Right. Part of the. Oh. I've been showing the spreadsheet the whole time, not the Pages document.
And I've had that part covered up because I only was looking at comments. Sorry.
This happens a lot. All right, so anyway, part of the conceit with the foxes is that each kingdom has associated with them a particular class and a particular kind of mentality. So, for example, the engineer is the premier class for the beavers, and the pyromancer is the premier class for the cats. For the foxes, their premier class is the gambler. But for the foxes, they basically have the opinion that any port is good in a storm, so to speak. And so they find inspiration from all the various animal groups, including they have foxes that have gone to study the various magics of other animal kingdoms. And so these fellows have gotten their training from the cats. Now I want a Nepali. Wait, is that Kingston in near Toronto, near where it was on the map? Anyway, though, so as I come up with the names, then I come up with the quick backstories for the characters themselves. This is going to be a 1-star pyromancer, and so this guy is obviously a stowaway. So Mishi stowed away with, well, I guess whatever.
Aaron was just in a black tie dinner event.
Whoa.
Like, wowza.
For the Olympics? Aaron, one of our regular viewers, is a rower for the national team of Wales.
And invited to fancy black tie dinners.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know that I've ever been invited to like a legit black tie dinner. Outside of like prom? Trying to think.
Yeah.
Because we've never gone to anything that's literally black tie. There's, dress up, but not black tie.
Mm. Well, sometimes there are black tie events that you don't show up in tuxedo to.
Like what?
Even though other people do.
Have I been to a black tie event?
Well, I don't know. I mean, sometimes the premieres, I don't know. I don't know. Would you consider some of these premieres black tie events?
No, because the only people in black tie are the actual actors, and like everybody else is just wearing clothes. And like you've never.
That's because I don't like it.
And so anyway, I just. Ooh, Aaron spent the evening talking to a guy who won bronze in Moscow. Wow.
Ooh.
Very, very cool.
That would have been a long time ago, yeah?
I don't remember when Moscow was.
80...
Was that the 84, 88? One of those two?
Well, no, 84 was in LA. I was thinking 80.
Oh, 80. 80?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Madeline is suggesting an after-party black tie event for KopiCon. We can provide little black ties to just clip on.
There we go.
Everyone wear whatever you're comfortable in. You will have a clip-on. 1980.
Yeah. Pretty cool. So me, she stowed away with YYY on her voyage to Cairon.
Mateus, I bet you rocked that.
To learn pyromancy.
Mateus went to a wedding and wore like women's suit outfittery.
Hmm. Only for she to spend most of his time in Cairon goofing off.
Danielle, yes. Okay, Danielle. KopiCon, wear a tuxedo. Doing it.
Okay, so now
Aaron is pointing out fire magic on a ship is fantastic.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it is. Someone's got to shoot the cannons.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Like, you know, that was sometimes those little inconsistencies, not inconsistencies, but what's it? I think that's an opposite. Sometimes I love those things, especially when it's like goofier world building. So like one of the most hilarious things I find about the premise of One Piece is that, first of all, there are just fruits that if you eat one of these fruits, they give you superpowers, but they're random superpowers. However, the only thing that you cannot do once you eat one of these devil fruits is you can no longer swim, and seawater saps your powers. And so what is everybody doing? Everybody decides to be pirates. And so all these people with these devil fruit powers who presumably could rule on land, they're all going out into the ocean where they are constantly in the one thing that can kill them. I love that. All right. Okay, so...
Didn't we have a word for fire in Sarkishe, which I'm not seeing?
I think so.
I thought we had fire paw.
No, that was Ingala.
Oh, you're right. But no, there's no word for fire in Sarkishe.
Okay, well, Mishi is now the little goof off, little Sparky. He's our goof off. Whereas the 3-star has taken her job more seriously. She is more interested. She is actually interested in fire magic, and went to the Cat Kingdom to learn it on purpose, like specifically. Mm-hmm. So, what might she be called?
So, going to the cats, I feel like this pirate, I'm just going to call them all pirates,
Mm-hmm.
this fox would end up adopting a Sarkishe name. Or using a word, and then of course it would go through the phonology. Because
So it would sure be nice if we had a word for fire.
for fire, yeah, that's I can't believe
We don't have a word.
don't.
We don't have a word for fire in the cat language. Oh my goodness.
And so I'm just trying to see if anything else would sort of match the energy I was going for without us having to figure out where we want that word. We do have to glow. It's cut. I don't know if we can build anything off that.
We also have sun. Glow is interesting, but we built a lot of stuff off that, including the word for magic. We also have warm, Um,
Oops.
we don't have hot, but I'm pretty sure we have sun, right?
We should.
To rest in the sun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sun is just E.
E. Okay. E-me, sunlight. So that's the. Let's go. So our cat language has noun classes. And so when you think about creating a noun, you have to think about what class it would go into. So for fire, liquid or abstract? Hard?
Fire can flow like liquid.
And fire can
It
flow like
moves.
liquid. Honestly, I think
And so they could see it as sun liquid.
it would make sense. It would make sense because
Which noun class do
because
you
of
like
the way
sound?
magic works. The only do we have a separate word for sun and light?
Ooh, we have moonlight.
Yeah, we have sunlight and moonlight. So we don't have a separate thing for light. Here's my only concern.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this should be the word for plasma.
Oh, liquid sun?
Yeah, because of the way that magic works in this world, and the importance that cats place on magic, I feel like they're going to figure out the word for, like, the entity behind it. And so if anybody's going to have a word for plasma, it should be them, and I feel like it should be sun liquid.
Okay.
So let's plug that into, I want to show everybody this incredible tool that one of our patrons, Graham Hill, made. It's called Lexergy. And you can get there with Lexergy.com, though the better version of the app is now Lexergy-app.vercel.app, so whatever. Anyway, but we have preloaded in here our sound changes for our various languages. So what I'm going to do is throw this one in there, and it is WI. So I think it's just going to be, iwi. Oh, it actually isn't a long vowel. It's just iwi. I kind of like that. That is really cool.
Yeah.
Yields.
It's there's a conversation about style going on, and like, wow, I am failing Mateus
What's going
with
on?
with well, Mateus appreciates a style when it's clear that someone puts thought into it. I fail, Mateus. Man.
All right, so that's class 6. I want to just borrow one of these that already works.
I'll be sure if I have to get up from my chair to slide out the side so that way you can't see.
Wow, we don't have a lot of class 6 words, so I'm just going to have to borrow that one.
Thank you, Magpie. That is my thought about style. I put a lot of thought into what would be comfortable today.
Speaking of style, what an incredibly informative presentation yesterday by
Yeah, the clothing.
by Madeline and Hannah. That was really cool. Very enjoyable. Iwi.
And that's just spelled IWI.
IWI.
And that will be plasma.
Yeah, unfortunately, the tricky part is going to be figuring out what all the cases are supposed to be. Because
well, this one I had a very good list of nominal cases for grammaticalization for Lexergy.
You did, didn't you?
So Yeah, so there's like,
Okay,
it
I
gives
got
the
it.
protoforms, and then in general, it's just like the end may get chopped off.
Yeah. Iwi na. Iwi ba. What about the what about the shoot? What about the accusative or the genitive?
The genitive is from claw, ich, the barred I X, and the X never comes out, so it's either just going to be H and then a vowel with high vowel patterning.
Do we have anything that ends in I? Any noun that ends in I?
In the dictionary?
Yes.
Um,
Okay. Oh, so it's iwiwi?
It'd be he. The H would be inserted. Iwi he.
Because wait, what's the protoform for water? This happens a lot on the stream, by the way. You're really getting a standard experience. Oh, okay. It ends in a J. It ends in a J, so it's actually iwi. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So, iwi ye, and then this one is geese. That one is ye, and that one is ne. Perfect. Plasma. Added a word. Doesn't actually help us because we still need a word for fire. Fire could be one of those. We have certain roots that don't show any class suffix. This could be one of those because, of course, fire is a very, very basic thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like that. I think that works for this. Now it's just a matter of what we want. Something like hur, because it goes hur.
Well, let's do it. We only have like 3 H words.
Oh, that's because nothing starts with H.
Why not?
Boy, this is just all kinds of everything.
We've got quite a few protoforms that start with H.
Oh.
Hur.
Okay. We don't have a proto-U.
That is different, but we can,
So if you put in the proto-O, the modern comes out as har, which is not...
What if you put in the schwa or the central, the high central?
Or put in the high central vowel, hr becomes hir. How do you get you? Oh, can you do this? Can you do this? No, that breaks the phonotactics. I tried to put in a W, then an R. For some reason, I thought you could do that. I don't know. I guess you can't. Huh.
Jake made a very lovely comment.
Hmm.
Oh, thank you, Madeline, too. I wish the weather were getting more jacket friendly. Give the evil eye to hot day today and another one lined up for tomorrow.
Yeah, we might hit 90 tomorrow.
I am so ready for fall, and Southern California is like, you'll get that in November.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, we had a lovely, what everyone else had, summer. Our summer was lovely. We're
true.
just experiencing our actual summer weather this month and next month.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very excited. Jake, okay, so not only have I made a cowl, the rainbow cowl, I also finished a rainbow scarf. So I have like all this new neckwear that I'm ready to bundle up in. And I found a vintage pattern, for like a hat that I may try to make before KopiCon as well. I'm so excited to be cold. But anyway.
I think I'm changing my mind. I'm going to do khar.
Okay.
Khar. There we go. Nice and simple. Vowel stays the same. Wrong language. Boop, boop, boop. Sarkaja. Okay.
And we have both trills, right? The alveolar and the uvular. Is that correct? Or am I? Yeah,
yes,
we have
yes,
an
we do.
alveolar and uvular. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I for this I wanted alveolar.
Well, that's what I thought, but I just momentarily was like, I couldn't remember.
Okay. Okay, so let's take a look. Class 6. Something that's more normal. I think this one. I think river water is going to get us what we need. Okay. Gonna delete. Where was river water? Oh, it was right down there.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Har. Okay. And it's just an ich, right? I've got this.
Oh, well, you got that. I'm absolutely checking Discord where Aaron. Oh, Aaron. Delightful photo.
You gonna let me in on this?
I guess.
My gosh, that's a tall person.
David, who is always surprised. Like, I think it's just like the general expectation David has that everybody is our height. And then every time he sees or meets somebody who's taller, it's like this shock. And then it's another round of shocks when he sees that same person again later, because it's like he forgets in the meantime that they're tall. Like, he forgets how tall Mateus is or how tall Jake is until we're next to one of them, and suddenly David's like, whoa. Oh, man.
Okay. Fire. Bam. And we can figure out, there are probably plenty of other words that could be useful for this root, but we don't need to figure them out for the moment. I do want to point out this case form. I actually forget what case that is. It is the ablative. Yeah, so take a look at the ablative of fire. So from the fire is kaja. That's really cool.
That is cool.
And that's due to the interaction of the final R and the following Y or ya sound. So karya becomes kaja. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So put 16 there, 34 there, update our word count. Now we have a word for fire. All right, what are we going to do with the word for fire? For this fox that went specifically to the cat kingdom to learn fire magic.
I'm thinking. Okay. Well. Wait. What is the one? Okay. Because okay, so one potential thought is if we do want to use that word for fire, which is a little short for a name, they may think of themselves as out of the fire, and so we could use that ablative form.
Oh my
and then,
God.
Like,
Oh my
you know,
God.
run it through some phonology
Oh my
of like
God.
how would that unit be pronounced. I think though the foxes can
think it
pronounce
would,
all of
I
that.
think it would come straight out. Oh
and
my
so I think
God.
they could do that.
Hold on a sec. That, I mean, don't threaten me with a good time. Here, let's take a look at Lo Hakish. So we've got something that, let's put the protoform, we'll say it's this. So, what gives us a ja in our Fox language, in the proto?
In the proto?
It's G, right? Is it G? Or does G become ja?
I feel, just a second. The upside down R gives us je, for sure.
That's it. Thank you.
Somehow the pharyngealized B gives us je. But yeah, the upside down R for sure.
Okay, so the only thing, but this is where we can have a discussion about borrowing, which I think will be useful. So in the Fox language, they had sounds like k and kh, which at the beginning of a word, and also in lots of other places, ended up fronting to sha for a variety of reasons. The only place that it didn't was before a high front vowel. And so an older word like kam would come out as sham. An older word like kim would come out as kim.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Since this is a kha basically in that environment fronted to sha.
Okay.
The only place that it stayed was, I think, again in front of a high vowel. Maybe not. No. Yeah, it's okay. So they. How do we get a word that starts with kha in Lo Hakish? We can, right?
We don't have any right now.
Oh my God.
And so I don't know that we can.
Wow.
We definitely get them word internally and at the ends.
So this is where you have to ask yourselves a question. In a language where you have a sound, and let's say you're borrowing a word that has a sound that is definitely present in your language, but not in that position, what do you do? Mm-hmm. And it kind of depends on the language and the sound. So for example, in English, we definitely have contrastive velar nasals. So we have sing versus seen, where you have this sound that makes a difference, but we can't put it at the beginning of a word. So you could have sing, but you can't have geese, even though you can have geese. Geese is fine, keese is fine, geese, not fine. We have a number of languages that have especially common names that are like relevant in our area. So Vietnamese, for example, allows ng to come at the beginning of a word. So you have a name like Nak, for example, and that's fine. In English, you might ask, well, what do English speakers do? We pretend like it's not there. It just turns into an N, Nak. And that would be how you say it. So that's one option. The other option is, we can't do that with our native words, but we can do that, so we go ahead and do that. And so then we are left with, khajah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Totally fine. Long vowel with the H, everything totally fine, except that kha doesn't occur at the beginning of a word. It would come out as shajah.
Based on just overall, this is how words pattern, or they could turn it into an H.
Yeah, another option, because H does occur at the beginning of
Yeah.
the word.
And I did check it, and like everything that turns into a ch at the end of a word turns into a sh at the beginning of a word with all the vowels
Yeah.
before and after. So
It can occur.
it's not just that we don't have a word yet. It's like that's
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it can occur at the beginning of a syllable, right? We can have something like aha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, though, word internally, nothing a word initial.
Yeah.
And so, like, because we even get geminate like lachayo,
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
get the geminate.
Absolutely.
And so we definitely do get it, just not word initially. And so, yeah, the question is if
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
heard that and you were keeping a foxy accent, do you think you'd be more likely to follow the patterns of I know this is a ch at the end of a word, but how would you necessarily have that ancient knowledge that your sh's at the beginning of the word came from the same places that your ch at the end of the word came from? And if you didn't, like, would that be something that sort of like started early on where cat words were just borrowed with a sh because they knew that that happened? Like, it's as the sound change is happening, and like anything borrowed from cat language, people are just like, oh yeah, oh we say sh here,
I feel like, yeah.
because they would have that history. If he walked
Yeah.
into the cat kingdom today with no, or she walked into the cat kingdom today with zero history of the foxes ever interacting with the cats, at that point I think it'd just go to an H. But with that shared history,
No, I think you're right. Because historically, like, remember, the foxes broke away from the dogs, so they had kind of icy relations with the dogs. The dogs were historic enemies of the cats, but the foxes are kind of like the cats of the dog world, like just in real life. And so I feel like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. The cats and the dogs, the cats and the foxes would probably get along. By the way, at this point in time, and of course the history of the game, the animal kingdoms are now working together. So this is by the time we've hit the expansion, they're no longer battling each other, they're now working together. And incidentally, what that's going to mean is that a lot of the premise of the game is that they're going to be doing war games against each other to improve each other, to get better. But yeah, no, I think that is absolutely right. And so I think we should do it. All right, so that's going to be Shaja. And it's going to be from Sarkeje Khaja, which is from the fire. Man, I couldn't be happier with that. That is so cool.
do you want to celebrate?
I do want to celebrate, but I want to get it in first.
Oh,
Okay.
right, yeah.
Okay, where are we? Shaja. There we go. Shaja traveled to Romon specifically,
Wow, my
an orphan.
dream preview is frozen. I don't know why.
Can everybody still see us?
No, it was just mine. Like,
Okay.
it was just mine. But like where it was frozen was just very unfortunate faces for both of us. I'm sorry.
She's long been fond of the cats and their artistry and power. And she had to cut her studies short to return to her crew, but she plans to go back to learn more, which is good for a 3-star. All right. How did you guys not get center justified? Beep. All right. So for those who are new to LangTime Studio, at some point in time during the stream, we celebrate little victories. The goal was to get 14 Fox names done
And we got one.
Yeah. I mean,
Because technically
two
we
times.
didn't get Mishi done. We just took what we had already done and repurposed it.
I know, yeah. So this is indicative of the kind of progress we usually make. You're getting a true LangTime studio experience. But what we celebrate with is Kopiko candy, and there's specific reasons we do so. Cheers.
Cheers.
I won't go into the backstory, but Kopiko is a coffee-flavored candy from Java. No, from Indonesia. Excuse me.
Actually, the presentations from Kopiko 1 are up online, right? Like
Yeah.
videos? Because I do a little intro and I give a timeline for
There you go.
why Kopicon is Kopicon and why Kopiko is our candy.
Kopiko, the official sponsor of Madeline James' Worldbuilding Festival, asterisk.
Actually,
It's so good. It's
We
so
should just
good every
take
time.
part of our new jar with us. Because we don't need to order a new jar of Kopiko because that will last us a very long time. In fact, we just finished that big one that we had. We had ordered for Kopicon 1 and we just finished it. And so we can just take some of this with us.
We could.
We don't need a whole nother thing.
And we could leave it there, and we could.
Who, though? I'm not sure as many people enjoy Kopiko as much as we do. And so we just,
Well,
we need to make sure we have a pre-planned...
That's a failing on their part.
We need to have a pre-planned person who wants a jar if we order an entire jar.
I suppose. It's hard to promise more space in our luggage to something of that size.
But we're not taking it in the jar. If we put it in little baggies, we can actually separate it into separate little baggies and have them stuffed everywhere there's space.
Maybe we can actually, crush them into a powder, put those in very small little baggies, and just sew them into the lining of our clothing as we get on the plane.
David doesn't know how to pack well. Anyway.
Okie doke. But yeah. My initial thing was I'm shipping to my friend in Scotland, specifically to the department. I've already got an address to ship stuff to. All right. So where to go now? I think I'm going to save. Oh, this. That's right. Shamar Tashab. Okay. Let's name the bard.
Do you have an idea?
It should be something merry, something jolly. That's my idea.
Oh my gosh. I think it was in... Okay, just a second. I gotta remember which language. Okay.
That
So-
would be fun, Magpie.
Wokotiji has multiple verbs to play an instrument depending on what method you use to make sound.
Oh, I didn't want to borrow this one.
Oh, okay. I had a funny idea. Okay.
Wait. Oh no, your idea was funny? Okay, wait.
Well, it was just that
Yeah.
this fox, they could use a word that means happy or merry from lo hakish and put it with what they think means player, as in instrument player, but they borrow the wrong verb because they see a bard using it in Wokutishu and they think it just means to play an instrument, but really it means to play a specific kind of instrument, and it's a different instrument from what they play. So
right.
they end up calling themselves the merry plucker, but he's a saxophonist, and so nobody would ever use that verb to talk about playing a saxophone, but he just heard them using it to talk about another bard who like plays the guitar.
I really like this. This is giving me a lot of. It's not just specifically One Piece vibes, but it's anime vibes, where it's like, you know, the name of their first ship is the Going Merry, which for English speakers it's like, what? All right, so let's pull out our mouse language.
And so we haven't entered to pluck in the dictionary, but we do have it up in the list.
Yeah, we got a great big list right here.
Because they ended up being bard-centric.
Yeah.
Because of me, it was not David's intent.
Yeah, but also like, you know, I have, you know, our Pachache, she's basically Robin Sparkles. That was my idea.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm still waiting for you to give me like a specific, like Pachache, like picture, because I have an idea for a shirt.
I don't know.
Jekas to rub, and then Okay, so we can't get a cha. We can't get a cha in Lohakish.
Mm-hmm.
We can get a ja and we can get a sha. Neither of them are going to be adjectives, of course, because they don't have adjectives.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing really even close to adjectives. An adjective is a sound. It's just like a sound that you pronounce with when you're holding your breath. So not ta, but ta, like that. It kind of shoots out of your mouth. Laguna has arrived. Oh, you better drop a picture in the Discord.
And Magpie is saying it would be very funny to have, like, you know, someone be with the rabbits or whatever kingdom and be like, well, they keep calling me X, so that's going to be just what I use. And then we find out that X is an insult.
Mm-hmm. So like, because like if I look at and I'm thinking like, okay, you're then what comes to mind is Shah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems the closest. It's not great, but it just seems the closest.
I agree. Because the only way to get the kind of stop element of it would be to have a vowel in front of it, like acha.
Mm.
And that would be...
But also we only get chuz before something that devoices a ja. So it's another one of those situations where we would have to ask ourselves, would they be able to put this sound in a place where it doesn't occur in the language?
What happens if there's literally...
Getting a new Laguna pick here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
David.
I gotta show this. Yeah? God, I hope this comes out. Tell me if it does.
Oh, that's a good picture. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be... Just a second, I'm on the wrong screens. Yes.
Perfect. That is Jonathan's cat, Labuna, who is definitely a favorite of us all. By the way, if you're just talking about the Discord, we have a Patreon LangTime studio, and Patreon members are on the Discord. And so that's the Discord we're talking about. Okay, what did you say, oh my god, about? You're typing something.
It could be chassir.
Hmm.
Because it's the agent of, because it's like they understand that this is a verb, and like how do you make a verb into an agentive? Well, you add sir to it, and chassir. Mm.
Oh, my idea was just to do shasha, but but I like that. Okay.
I need to denote that it's from.
Yeah. And that will come second. Okay. We've got nothing. We've got nothing for happy or joyful or content.
How?
We have a lot of words for dogs lying happily or sleeping
Yes.
happily, but not just being happy. Because yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to create a root, and it's going to have a reflex in both the dog and the fox language. So, okay, chassir. What sound is good after that? We could have something that ends in a kfa, because we got a lot of those.
Sorry, did you say we could have something that ends in a kva because we have a lot of those, so
Yes.
we want more of them?
No, I'm just saying, like, in the language, not as names.
Oh, okay.
That's an easy way to give us. Oh wait, since we're doing this, I mean, since we've got this far anyway, we should probably honor One Piece in some way. So there's Luf for Luffy. Let's see, what else? What would T-E-A-M? Well, we can.
We can have diphthongs, yeah?
Yeah.
Anything that's not a schwa can
No,
be a
but
diphthong?
it couldn't end in an N.
No, it would have to be an M.
Let's see.
To be fair, it can't start in an N either because we don't have one in the language.
Yeah.
What's the cute little guy's name who I think ends up
Yeah.
growing? But what's his name?
Yeah, unfortunately, he's Tony Chopper.
Oh.
So there's no N, and so you'd end up with like Tom, and we don't really have a ch that's going to show up.
Yeah.
NOP. So
Yeah, not really easy names to commemorate.
no.
Um,
Well, Loof works.
or right.
Loof comes out as Loof in both Hauoff and Lohakish. But Chassir Loof sounds a little weird.
It does. Okay, just a second. Just a second. Remind myself what consonants I can deal with. Okay, what if so it unfortunately starts with a consonant cluster in English, so it's like there's not much you can do about that except reduce the consonant cluster. But straw for straw hat.
Oh.
If we did like a pharyngealized T to kind of get like, there's more oomph to this T because these other consonants can't be represented. So like dow.
We didn't have an R, remember? because we can have TR.
We can have TR. I forgot about that. And then AW comes out as Thrav in Halcha. No, in Lo Hakish it comes out as Thrav.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Shasir Thrav.
But also a quick question. How do you say straw hat in Japanese? Just anybody? I'm hoping somebody has that. And it would just be trav in Halchav, which works.
Mugiwara Boshi, does that sound right?
Oh, Mugiwara. That's the word. But I like trav better than mug.
Yeah.
Okay. And we haven't been doing a lot of those clusters either.
No, and I literally had forgotten that we could do that.
Yeah.
But of course, Brahm is our word for dog, and it's... How did I forget that?
Okay, perfect. So we know what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to start with Haugauf, our dog language. And this is going to be a verb. No, or a noun, happy one, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't change, right? Because there's an R in front of it. It doesn't change because there's an R in front of it.
And so that stops any of the mutations?
No. I'm saying the mutations still happen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, it's a W. And the W comes out as at the end of a word? Oh, I guess it does. Yeah, I guess it does. Huh. Okay.
I was looking at Lo Hakish, so I didn't see what happens in Halof.
And I am dealing with that. Terrible Haugauf. Just so difficult sometimes. Okay, and this is a noun. It means happy one, joyful one, merry one, content one. Just to get all of those. I'm actually
V, yeah, okay.
I'm actually going to go to Haugauf. So I just want to be double sure. There's Om, there's Hua, and there's I.
Merry. Happy, merry, joyful. What else? Content.
Schrav and Schrav. Okay. Yeah. Wow, these are some words. I'm going to try to pronounce these for everybody because my are they words. Oof. And so Haugauf has a number of it has a whole thing going on where basically both nouns and verbs commonly co-occur with three prepositions. And so the word for happy in Haugauf is trav. And then for the prepositions, you have ashrav, odrav, and wasrav. These are all pharyngalized sounds. So rather than saying something like da, you say tha. And they apply to the whole darn cluster. So it includes the ra and sha, dra, sra.
Sounds very happy.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, to be fair, with the cluster TR, we could have just made it a regular T. I was thinking pharyngeal just to like honor the fact that it to make it like an emphatic consonant since it's representing more.
It is a very
dog word.
It is a very dog word. All right. So now we're going to go to, what is it? Lohakish. Where it comes out with an S, right?
Let me double check because I had originally done it without the T. No, it comes out as trav.
Oh.
Because the pharyngalized disappears in front of the R. If you do pharyngalized AW, or sorry, non-pharyngeal RAW comes out as srab. Because it's that aspirated T comes out as S.
Okay.
It's only the aspirated T though.
All right. I'm doing this.
You're taking away the pharyngeal?
Hold on.
You were here at the beginning and you're here again at the end, Nemo. You've got the experience. You're good.
All right, I'm putting up a poll. What do you like better as the sound of happy in the Fox language? It's either going to be trav or srab.
And it's going to follow shasir.
Shasir, okay, good. Shasir, yeah, shasir trav, shasir srav. Both kind of tough to say, I gotta tell you. Shasir trav, shasir srav. Shasir srav.
So if you go back to shasha srav.
Shasha trav, shasha srav. Shasir trav, shasir srav. Shasir srav.
Yeah, that one's kind of bad. Maybe we should go for the T. Trav.
Yeah, they're voting for the T. I think my pronunciation's influencing them. Was that song actually by RuPaul? You know, you better work. That one.
I mean, that's the only way I've heard it.
All right, it's nearly a 2-to-1 margin. We're going to leave it at that. And so trav it is. That's fine. Chassis trav. I like it.
Yeah, RuPaul is one of the 3 songwriters.
And we just spell things as they are pronounced in this language, very mercifully. Because the protoform is that.
So is this going to be happy, joyful, merry, and content again?
Yeah, it's just to make sure that we remember it, that we can find it again. Bam. All right. And, oh wait, I need to go to the names. Okay, and then
Okay.
no, I did that. Whatever. Just gonna do that. Okay. Oh, Aaron, everybody
Excuse me.
everybody was dead set against historical spelling for the Fox language. There were routes we could have gone that would have made life much simpler for, at least for me, doing the orthography. And we went the other route.
Sorry.
All right. Now,
David does not accept my apology.
here we go. Shasir Trav. Nice. Shasir has made a fine living entertaining audiences from Jeek. Bahar to... We don't have any cities in the dog area yet. We should probably come up with... We need to come up with more city names.
Mm-hmm. That was, by the way, if you recall, you were aghast when I suggested we try to finish all the names before today, so that way they could be done and cards could be finished and we could be ordering things. And my idea was then we could change this to a place naming stream instead of a character naming stream, because then we could have worked on some place names.
No, yeah.
But alas,
Well,
it takes us a long time to name things. And we've even done several extra streams in the last week, and still, here we are.
Let's see. Any place where there is a gathering and merriment, you will find Shasir in the middle of it, ready to burst into song. There we go. Okay. Very good. Onward we move. So we got our gamblers, our embermancers, our solomancer, 2 archers, and 3 rogues.
So like I feel like one of our gamblers could make use of you know, they like a car salesman where it's like Honest Paul or whatever.
Oh, I love that.
And so like having some sort of like honest or truth component to their name where it's like, you can trust me.
Where? Okay.
Oh, bye, Danielle. I mean, I don't think we have any of those components like that I would be thinking of, but
I think you are correct. Okay. Let's think about honesty. Sometimes for inspiration, we like to go to Wiktionary. I'm going to try to get as much of this on the screen as possible. Honest, apparently, for us comes from Latin to clothe or adorn with honor. So it's the same root as honor.
And honest, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here's another instance. It displaced a native Old English word, soulfast, truth firm.
Mm-hmm.
And soth is what gives us sooth.
Like soothsayer.
Like soothsayer, or forsooth. Anyway, but what we like to do is go to the translations and see what other languages have done. So, scrupulous with regard to telling the truth is, I think, the best version. We've got a couple words in Arabic, and one of these I know is related to the word for friend. So we have sadiq. Sadiq is apparently a word that means honest. And of course the word for friend in Arabic is sadiq, with the long vowels reversed. So that's interesting. The word for friend basically derives from the same source as the word for truthful. I don't know this word nazih. Let's take a look and see where it comes from. It comes from this root, nzh, and it's related to pureness from distraction. So nazuha nazuha means to be pure, to be aloof, to be undefiled, free of reproach, honest, more purity. Okay. Let's Ooh, Nazi means elite. Interesting. Fascinating. Let's go to Finnish. We know this word. Remember, you actually learned this one in on Duolingo. Rehellinen. And rehellinen, that has an adjective ending from a contamination of rehava and rehti. Rehti is from German, so it is what it sounds like. Richt, recht, honest, upright. Let's see what rehava is. Rehava is lush, exuberant, luxuriant, buxom, buxom. My. In the same root as rehu, animal feed. And it's also a humorous way of referring to your vegetables. How about that? I am also interested because the word in Estonian is obviously completely unrelated to the Finnish word. It's from au plus s, and au is, come on, honor, respect. Holy smoke. Possibly from Proto-Germanic, cognate to Finnish auvul, bliss. So in Estonian, it's honor or honor and respect. In Finnish, it's bliss. But look at this noun declension chart. Nominative, accusative, genitive, and partitive are all the same. Wow. Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
So I have some completely different ideas to run by you.
Okay. I like that. I find that exciting. Okay. Let me jump back. Okay, different ideas.
So thinking about these foxes
Mm-hmm.
as water souls,
Mm-hmm.
when you get to shallower waters, or when you're looking at a shallow waterway like a creek or a stream as opposed to a river, you're able to see the bottom because it's just much clearer water, because there's just not as much to pick up the stuff to make it so you can't see the bottom. And so there could be this metaphor, this concept that shallow water is honest because you can see all the way through it. And so something like using the word for shore, or emerge, or creek, or shallow, meaning like not much water, any of those concepts could lead us to our word for honest.
Yeah, honestly, why not just do shallow? And then that could be the word in the fox language, but in the dog language it just means shallow.
Right.
I love that. Yeah. No, that's fantastic. Okay. Now it's just a matter of what we want that to mean, and maybe or how we want that to sound, and maybe we should decide on the other name before deciding that.
Which, to me, I was just thinking like a name, and so like I don't even know.
Well, let's talk about how they might come up with names, just regular old names. It's tempting to do John because, of course, Honest John is a fox from Pinocchio, and Pinocchio was, a formative movie for me.
Right. And would they take inspiration from nature? Would they?
I mean, that's how we did it for the dog names. Like you could think of old style names for the foxes, would be names that we came upon in a similar way to the dog names. And so if we want to do a quick review of some of the dog names.
I'm trying to find them, yes. Do we not have a section?
No, we do.
Is it not labeled? There we go. Okay. Goodness gracious.
Oh, we didn't actually write down the etymologies.
We sure did not.
But they were all compounds. So like, I'm trying to think of any of these that I actually remember. Oh, here's one. Yep, hop. Shabach.
Oh, because that was like the excitable one, yeah.
There. How about this? Why don't I stay here, and you go look up the etymology for one name, and we'll write it down. How about Merlem?
M-E-R is sibling, litter sibling. Friend or companion is its extended meaning.
The whole word means that?
Yeah. No, M-E-R does.
M-E-R is litter sibling. Okay.
But it's extended to mean friend.
Okay. And what's lem?
Young puppy who is hyperactive is its first meaning.
Okay.
Its second meaning is one who is feisty, like such a puppy.
Yeah. Good.
So like feisty friend.
Yeah, so that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of names we had here. I think they're all going to end up resolving to something like that. Something that sounds... It should be something that sounds older. Something that sounds antiquated.
And by sounding antiquated, you mean just like by naming like this?
Yeah, like something that would have sounded like an honest, proper, good old dog name.
Just a second. What order do modifiers go in? And how?
Modifiers come second.
So it goes noun modifier.
Yes.
So kai oof would be big ear.
I like the big.
Okay.
Not ear. What's something that sounds like strong or weighty or proper for a dog?
Ar is foot or paw. They only had the one word for paw. That's it. Okay. Oh, Gwade is tail.
Aruf, I think, would work, though. I'm pretty sure it's just going to come out the same.
Yeah, literally Bigfoot.
Yeah, Aruf comes out the same. I like that. Because it would sound the same in Haugoff, too.
Mm.
And so that is, I think, really appropriate. And so this is going to be our 4-star gambler. I want to do something different for the 5-star. So Aruf, and then what flows really well after Aruf to mean shallow?
Tell you what doesn't flow. Srav.
Aruf Srav. And honestly, it sounds great. I'm serious. Arufstrav.
Well, we could have it be like,
God, it's so good. Sorry. Anyway,
we could get there in other ways if that's what you really wanted, because
it evokes kind of, it evokes rico suave.
my gosh.
We can't do that though after Trav. That would just be too much. It's too much.
Too much.
It's too much. It's got to be different. It's got to be different. Juno likes it too. Juno knows it's too good. It's too good. Oh my God.
Sorry, I'm just making noises in my head now. And now I'm trying to figure out how to get David his SR something that's not Trav all over again.
Let's see.
Sroj. Aruf Sroj.
Well, let's just throw out some last names that sound good after this. Like, for example, Hees, right? Because that is a legit. Yeah. Oh, Hass. Ooh. Oh my.
It comes out as Hass.
It sure does. I'm starting a poll, so that's pretty good. What shall our 4-star gambler be called? Out of Hass. Okay.
I'm playing around with.
What are you playing around with? What do you got?
If we end with a labialized consonant, we could end up with like makva or magva or mugwo. If you like that kind of thing.
You remember when earlier in the stream I said we could have something that ends with kva? Because we get that a lot in this language.
Yeah, well, I misunderstood what you meant, whether you were like, we need to have more of this, so all the names end in kwa, and I was like, that doesn't sound like David, so I was very confused. I wasn't saying, no, we shouldn't do it. I was just like, trying to clarify what you meant.
Arafikva. Nah, I don't like that.
What is?
Oh my God, sham.
How do I get that? Wow.
Arushim.
That one. No, that doesn't work. We could get Wav or War if you wanted. Just trying to go for a Wabe sound.
Can we get it long? I think we can get it long. Yeah, okay.
Oh, depends on what. You get weeb. Ooh. Aruf waib. If we get that.
There's no way that we can end up with M followed by A. Like, I can't think of a way to get it.
M followed by A?
Yeah, you can only get E or A. Pretty sure. Oh.
We have.
I've
Well,
got-
if it's part of a diphthong, you can, because we have Mao, feather,
How do we get that?
M-ash. It's from M-E-L.
Oh, it's the L that does it. But I think I've got 4 to suggest. And I think I want to run them by you, see if you like them. You ready?
I'm listening.
Aruf Has, Aruf Shim, Aruf Wav, Aruf Maid.
I know Wav was mine because I was trying to get you your Wave. It's my least favorite of the bunch, but if people like it, people like it.
Well, let's see what happens.
It really is just the L, I think,
Yeah,
that gets the ash.
it drags it down, and there's not really anything else you can do to get it there. And this will be...
Oh, you could separate syllables if you get the velarized L, and you would end up with something like Mawa instead of Mao. But, I mean, it's very specific. I just was like, hey, there's one more.
But yeah, this will be the last thing that we do. And I have set up the stream to go directly to the next video.
Which is Madeline, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
But
because
I-
today and tomorrow it goes to her after us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know what. I'm excited to find out. Everything she's done so far that we've seen has been very exciting. So, all right. I think it's going to be out of Haas. I like that.
Oh, that is nice.
All right. So let's write. We're probably going to have to do some extra document work.
Yeah, we can do that cleanup after.
Okay. Aruf is. Let's just even say that the name comes from Haldoff. Ha plus
Big.
and then Has. Honest. And the proto form for that is H-E-E-T.
Okay.
All right. Haru Has. That's funny. Cool. We almost hit all of our languages. There are some we didn't, but.
Well, we haven't hit Tapachla
Tapachla.
and Nunisu, of course.
None will know of the 5th clan.
Yeah, they should just borrow Knan for the Umbermancer.
Knan
I
Sayer?
am the Knan.
Knan Sayer? Knan sense?
Yes.
Oh my god. All right. No, that's okay. We're gonna work Knan in somewhere. At least one of them is gonna have Knan in its name. All right. Waiting
I'm putting
until.
Knan right there
Yeah.
so we don't forget.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, especially the new people who came along and were probably here for about 5 minutes before ducking out for a snack. Thank you. And anyway, pleasure to have you here. Thanks for joining the Worldbuilding Festival. It continues very, very shortly, as we say at the end of our stream.
'Stay grammar!
'Stay grammar! Woo! 'Stay grammar! 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 'Stay gramm but I will actually go ahead and wait until it's actually 4 p.m. I'm so
No,
excited.
yeah, this is.
I'm so excited for it to become 4 p.m. on the dot.
Well, and I got the remote ready to go.
Yeah, we're ready. We are ready.
So we can go find it.
All right, go tune in now.